Rise up. It's your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your nephew, your friend, but I can't be your son, it's your kinfolk. William Jewell, giving you my detail as I articulate. This is articulating rap, 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 rap. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? If you hadn't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn all the notifications on so you can get all the new content when I post it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. I just want to articulate, right? And this is the perfect moment. This is the perfect space in time. I think my circadian rhythm is set, right? Because Kendrick Lamar has just released a surprise album, right? And we call it an album, but is it a mixtape, right? Because people are wondering. People are wondering and uh, looking at how he put this album together, how he put this project together compared to how he has done his other projects, and it doesn't seem like the structure, the blueprint of a normal Kendrick Lamar album. So is this a album or is this a mixtape? And I believe if you ask Kendrick the type of artist he is, I believe he will consider this an album. So no matter what, if you think it's a mixtape, no matter if you think it was done quickly or if you just think it wasn't well thought out, it didn't have the cohesion, it didn't have the storytelling throughout the album, then I mean that's up to you. It's subjective. But I still believe when Kendrick puts something out, he stands beside it. He won't call it a mixtape. He won't like downgrade his body of work like that just for the views or just for the clicks or just to say, hey, this is not my real album, but this is some music for y'all to listen to while I get ready to give y'all the new album. So GNX, Grand National, right? That's the car that he was driven home from when he was born. His dad had one, right? That's what he told a magazine company, a while back. And Joe Jarosky, if we've paid attention before the battle ensued, right? He posted on his Instagram about that GNX and how he got that GNX. So just the fact that he got that GNX and he was able to, relate or just basically give us another call back to that picture, to that post in March says maybe he was thinking about this all along. Maybe this was something that he thought about doing because everybody is acting like this was a quick put together album. Right? But we're just talking about a couple songs. We're talking about a couple lyrics that can be changed. So, although he made this album sound current as far as certain things he said, like you could see him responding to something that happened a couple months ago. I don't think like with the quality of the music, I don't think it was put together like that. And just knowing Kendrick as an artist, even though these are the hits, even though these type of songs are music you can bump in the GNX, although these type of music are a lot of upbeat, a lot of West Coast, but still great production, right? But I don't think he would do all that and speed up that process. So I think Kendrick took his time with it, regardless of how we want to say or what we want to think. Because I think he respects the musicianship that much, right? And so, the intro track, Whacked Out Murals. That's the song that got everybody buzzing. That's the song that everybody got on 10. That's the song that really pulls you into the album. That's the song that really lets you know what he's about to give you. That's the song. When he says this is not for the lyricists. This ain't for no double entendres. He trying to let y'all know exactly what he wants to say. Because when he does it for the lyricists and when he does it with the double entendres, they say that he can't do this. So he's trying to let you know, like, bro, I can easily do the hits. I can easily do those. But I like to be a little bit more complex because I'm a complex soul. So, I mean, whacked out murals, right? It'll be hard to really break them all down without giving time. But whacked out murals is just that one that stands out, right? And it's the one that gives the album that official feel, right? He talked about Wayne, he talked about Drake, he talked about Diddy, he talked about Snoop. That was the name dropping verse. That was the attention getter. That was the introduction to the album. So just surmising or assuming from that intro, you knew where the album was gonna go, right? And it was just great production all throughout this album, right? We go to Squabble Up. Squabble Up. Reincarnated. I've been stargazing. Life goes on. I need all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli hot. Keep a horn on me that come out. See, like, we heard that snippet from the Not Like Us video. And the second track in. After he gave us to the attention getter with whacked out morals, he gave us Squabble Up. Right, I saw some streamers making fun of Squabble Up. This is a easy verse. You need a verse. You need this is a great song, great beat, but you should have used Drake for the hook. Like Drake did No Face, and actually No Face was the best song that he had dropped since the battle. So No Face, which he's chanting, right, and then you get Kendrick saying Squabble Up, which is also a chant, but there's more to the hook than just Squabble Up. So I didn't like that comparison because they were trying to poke fun, but Squabble Up is good. I believe that we got that sample. We kind of understood the sample that they were saying was on Squabble Up before he fully released the song, but I think he really like captivated and he really capitalized on this song. Uh I think he did right by this song. Right, so that's 2 for 2. He came out the back swinging. He gave us 2 for 2. I feel like Squabble Up just because of that snippet. You know what I'm saying? It gives you right. It gives you that feel. It already kind of solidifies itself. Then Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. Like if this world were mine. Like, I don't be singing like that, but just that sample, just that suede, like smooth voice of Luther, like in that sample, like Kendrick and SZA, like singing together, right? And I love when Kendrick and SZA make songs together. I believe their chemistry together is unmatched. I feel like they're twin flames. I feel like they're the yin and yang to each other. I feel like SZA is a great piece in the cog of TDE, right? And she's helped elevate Kendrick Lamar with the hooks that she delivered on this album because we got to talk about Gloria, right? And we don't even have to go track for track, but we got to talk about the other SZA feature in Gloria where he gave us storytelling. Right? Not only once did he give us storytelling on Reincarnated, he gave us storytelling on Gloria. Right? He was talking about his pen. So, like, their chemistry, it seems like if they were in another lifetime, they would be married. They would be romantic lovers just because their chemistry is unmatched. SZA and Kendrick Lamar, I believe they get in the booth and they look at each other with lust in their eyes and lust in their hearts and just love and different type of emotions around, and it's just like it's hard for them to contain it, and when they get on the track you hear the that combustion of love, right? And they both respect each other, but it's just like that the energy that they give to me is like they are two people who in a different time frame would have been lovers, but now they're good friends in this realm. So I just wanted to point that out because when the chemistry, when just that energy matches that well, you know, we got to take a little bit a deeper dive into that. I don't think people has really dived into that perspective of the relationship between SZA and Kendrick Lamar, right? Because he was a man whore. He pretty much said that on Mr. Morale. He didn't have discipline when it came to sticking his dick in something. So I can imagine like a SZA, young SZA, new to TDE, seeing a well-rounded Kendrick Lamar already on his way to stardom, Kendrick Lamar, and being, intrigued. And who knows if he used his fame and his presence and his quietness as a way to lure her to him. So we don't know the true story behind that, but the fact that they make so much good music together, it begs to question, doesn't it? Right, but let me move on. Man at the Garden, sound like that Nas one mic. I deserve it all. Like, and tell me why you deserve the greatest of all time, motherfucker. And he just talking to the people. He's just saying he deserve it all. Everything that's coming to him, everything that's happening to him, he deserve it all. Just those positive affirmations. Because when you create those positive affirmations, those things come to you. You deserve it. I'm worthy of this. This is going to come to me because I'm good, I'm great, I'm strong, I'm brave. Like it's just one of those affirmations. I deserve it all. And you're gonna get what you deserve, whether that be good or bad. And he's just saying, like, after all the things that he deserves, why do y'all deserve him? Right? Man at the garden. Man at the garden, Adam. Right? Biblical. We gotta break that down a little bit more, huh? Hey now, say now, all about my end. Hey now, say now. Like, I feel like, to be honest, to me, that's a good song. Like, the feature, I'm way too important. I'm way too important. I'm way too important to ever let you slide on me. Like, I don't know. It's just hard to not like that song. So it's just kind of like he's still going. He's right. He 5 for 5. Dodie Six, the feature, right? And I feel like Dodie Six complimented that song. He didn't do nothing crazy that made him stand out in that song, but he rapped good enough to belong on that feature, right? And then we go to Reincarnated. Reincarnated. Like, he took on that Pac. He took on that energy. West Side. Thug Love. Thug Life. He took on that aggression. That Pac. Tupac Shakur, Afeni son. Ball head. Little bit slim. Signed with Death Row. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Suge Knight. Talking about that Pac. All eyes on me, yeah. That Pac, he took on that aggression. And I just loved it. And the thing is, while he took on that aggression, while he took on the energy of Pac, he was telling the story. And I was just listening to the different breakdowns of this. And one of the best breakdown to me was you know, at the end where he's telling the devil's story. Because we all know that the devil was a musician when he fell out from heaven. That's the story. Right? So in that last verse, when he's talking back and forth with God, the God is revealing to him that he is the devil. Right? And he didn't like authority. Like he used music to poison people, right? And just to be that gifted in music. And he told the story of a woman, he told the story of a man, but the most compelling story he told was at the end to really flip it and let people understand that the devil uses people through music. and he's going to reverse that music, right? Hip hop is the devil. That rap, that cursing, that derogatory stuff, that's the devil. Like, we've heard that, man. So to like reverse that stereotype or stigma upon hip hop, like that's a different type of mission to be on. That's a mission looking towards greatness. And then we go to TV off, right? That's the hit. That's the banger. That's the song that once you get past whacked out, squabble up, like that's probably and reincarnated, right? But some people like the Pac, some people don't, right? And we can compare it to the Drake AI and how Kendrick did it. But when we go to TV off, that's one that pretty much I feel like everybody has been agreeing. Mustard! Like that's the song. So turn that TV off. Turn that TV off. And my personal favorite is Dodger Blue. I just like the flow. I like when he get calm and then flow in that pocket like that. You know what I'm saying? Talking nasally, like calm. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it monotone. And the singing by Wally the Sensei and Roddy the Rich, man. They took turns with that hook, man. I just love it. And you know I'm a big fan of Roddy. So to see him featured on this album, like, it says a lot to me too. And I hope to hear him on more stuff with Kendrick. Because he's always talked about him not having a song with Kendrick Lamar and being from Compton and always wanting to do a song with him. So I think this one is a big one for Roddy. And I love that Dodger Blue. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. What you talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Like peekaboo. Like that song go hard. The beat go hard. Now look, the feature is not all that, right? But he took a chance and he gave out a chance and an opportunity. And with the great production and what Kendrick doing, what he doing on the hook, just giving it that energy. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. I believe that alone makes the song good. The feature was the favor, right? So if he did what he could, you know. So regardless, the feature didn't hurt the song. Like just think if he used features of famous rappers that we already know, that would enhance those songs, but he didn't. He stepped outside the wheelhouse, right? Because we got to talk about GNX. I'd rather go straight to GNX now because we got to talk about the Peso, the Hitter, J3, Young Threat, Lefty, Gunplay, Dodie 6. We got to talk about these features of these new up and coming artists in LA. And I know some of the people, the feedback that I was hearing from them is the features wasn't all that, right? And I get it, right? Because Young Threat, I like Hitter J3. You know, I like that Peso. I did like GNX, like the different tones. Because Peso had that voice like this. And then Hitter J had a voice like this. Then Young Threat had a voice like this, like Snoop Dogg. But it was real low. It was real whispery. Like, and then you got Kendrick. So it's similar to that Sticky that Tyler Creator did, but these are with Kendrick Lamar and three other no names. Like if we gave these people actual names and fame, right, that song would hit even harder. But again, Kendrick Lamar, the kindness of his heart, wanted to offer the olive branch to the locals in California and said, "Come and get on the song with me and let's see what we can do to boost your musicianship, your sales, your cuz he could have used Black Hippie. He could have used Doechii TDE, but Doechii's on her way. He used people that nobody knew. And we got to commend him for it because he still made it work. He still gave y'all good music. Like, even if y'all don't like these rappers, the fact that he put them on these type of beats and he got on the song with them, he did them a favor. He made that song good, right? Because if they had that song on the album by themselves, that would probably be their best song on the album. So, I mean, I get it. Sometimes the features add or take away from the song. And some of these features just kind of balanced it out. But I don't feel like, in all honesty, none of these features added to the music. Like, if he would have had a JID on the song, if he would have had, uh, you know, somebody like Freddie Gibbs, if he would have had, you know, somebody just more known and lyrically gifted on these songs, then this really could have sent those songs up a little bit higher. But he chose to do what he did, and he could live with that because what he did is what he did, right? And I feel like if we want to go to the songs, the two songs out, like I don't skip them. I don't think they're skips. But I could see if y'all say Peekaboo, and I could see if y'all say GNX. I like them, but I could see if somebody was like, I don't really like it. Then we get to the hard part six, right? Hard part six. When he talked about his inspiration of Ab Soul and his camaraderie and teamwork with J Rock, and talked about inspiring Schoolboy Q to become a rapper, meeting Dave Free, and him wearing all these different hats, and him like even taking penitentiary chances just to make sure their dreams was complete, right? Soundwave, like all the TE guys, Top Dog, Punch, being that Phil Jackson, being that manager, right? Manager of personalities, not even really just having to coach the game, just managing the personalities so they can get to where they need to be, right? And that's just the Heart Part 6. It's crazy he did the Heart Part 6, and then we can compare that to the Drake Heart Part 6, and we know this ain't got nothing to do with Drake. This is a totally different type of song than Drake. SWV sample. Use your heart and not your mind. Right? And then reincarnated, like, and then whacked out Mural. So not only did he speak on Drake in the first song of the album, but he basically uh stood side by side with Drake on his Heart Part 6 and reincarnated, doing the Pac uh imitation. So I think he's pretty much, and then I already talked about Gloria kind of when I was thinking about SZA. And so he story told, he gave us good production, right? He gave us good music. Like, he didn't get over lyrical, but he gave us the lyrics when they was needed to be given. Like, it was crazy because in those first couple of verses he wasn't really rapping. Then you go to the second or third verse, like, to where, okay, you really like this song. Now let me give y'all some lyrics. Like, I feel like that shit was calculated in itself. Right? He kept it simple on some of his first verses. Then when you got to the meat of the song, he became way more lyrical. And just the different flows, the different cadences, the different tones. Like, come on, man. How can you ask for more? And the main risk that he took was doing the favors for up and coming artists in LA. And if you're an up and coming artist in LA and you got that chance, you better make sure you milk that chance as much as you can. You got to make sure that you put in the work. Now that you got that opportunity, now that you got those eyes on you. They said the booking fees is going to come up there. Social media status is going to come up there. Their merchandise sales is going to come up. Their notoriety is going to come up. Just because of that. That's economy. Right? He kept the business dollar in LA. Not the people that was already known. Not the people that's already been rapping. Not the people that was already famous. No names. Literally. No names. That was the biggest risk that he took with this album. Outside of that, everything was easy. Right? So I just feel like, to me, if somebody want to say, okay, this is not a good album, then let's go track for track and tell me why each song is not good. Like, because I see some mixed reviews. And the thing is, sometimes I have to remind black people. And I saw Ish say this one time on the Joe Budden podcast, even after I've like talked to a couple of people and told them, like, we are a very small percentage of the population. So whatever y'all saying on Twitter, whatever y'all saying on Facebook, whatever y'all saying on Instagram, just because even if the black community is divided on if we like this album or not, we're not going to decide if this album does well or not. It's going to be the people outside of our race that's going to decide if this album is going to be received well or not. So Kendrick is that big of an artist. So we thinking our opinion is the end all be all, but at the end of the day, we know that's not true because we're the minority. So why would the minority have decision over the majority, right? And that's just the way you got to look at it. Do your math. So if this album does well, it's gonna be because of white teenagers, white people, middle America are liking this music and liking this album, and those same white people want to hear those songs on the Super Bowl, right? And we go back to the Super Bowl, right? Because it was a man that said he was very disappointed. He said he was very heartbroken that he didn't get the chance to perform in front of his city in New Orleans. Ladies and gentlemen, that man is Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. That man is formerly known, or should I say, better known as Lil Wayne. When idols become rivals, I believe this is the next chapter in Kendrick's phase because you got to think about it. He's taken down everybody in his generation. Right now, he has to aim for the others in other generations that test his throne as far as his complete legacy. And I don't think he said what he said. He used to wear the Rolly chain. He bumped the Carter 3 and he used to wear the Rolly chain. Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Like, I don't think he was dissing Wayne. I think he was just saying, I see what you saying and I hear what you saying. And I don't think that was cool, bro. Like, same thing what he said with Snoop. Like, I didn't think it was cool, but I let it go because we from the West Coast and we got to be, together. And you gave me that crown. You are our biggest legend in the West Coast. So I think that's why he had to let that go. So, and then just the fact that Wayne came out with the tweet. Wayne crazy. Man, what the F did I do? What the F I do? I just be chilling and they still come for my head, bro. This was not coming for your head. This is delusional saying they coming for your head. Come on. And you know what you did. Stop gaslighting. Stop acting like a punk ass victim, bro. Lil Wayne, I looked up to you when I was 13 listening to the Carter 1. Go DJ Birdman JR. A man that showed these hoes no love, no sympathy. Ask them hoes. Ask them hoes about me. I'm a beast. I'm a dog. I'm a beast. Are you a dog? Are you a beast? Or are you a bitch because you were steady crying about this shit and then you're coming on Twitter and saying, man, what the fuck did I do? Bro, you can't be that spaced out. You can't be that absent of mind. And if you're that absent of mind, what giant will we wake up? What are you going to destroy? So he said, let this giant sleep. He said, I just be chilling and they still try to come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me, love. He sounded like he was in a Dragon Ball Z anime. He was powering up like Goku. Ah, man. Ah. Do you want to see my power? Please, let this giant sleep. I beg of you. But I shall. Let this giant sleep, I beg of you. No one really wants destruction, not even me. But I shall destroy if disturbed. Like, it sounds like he powered up on some shit. But ain't nobody worried about Wayne because we know Wayne is not battle tested like that. He said remarks about Gilly, remarks about Push. Him and Hove went in subliminally, right? You must if he's Jordan, I must be LeBron James. No, I want rings for my performance. I am a Kobe Bryant of an audience. Like, we know about that. Kidnap your baby. Talk about baby money. I got your baby money. I got that your lady money. Like, he done sent shots at Jay, but he ain't battle tested. And it's crazy because the biggest thing I want to state on this like Lil Wayne thing is like uh, it's like we love Wayne, we adore Wayne, like we came up on Wayne. But the fact that people are so blind and so emotionally connected to Wayne and they don't see like why Kendrick said what he said and they also don't see why what he said was not really a diss, but they don't even see that out of all the things that Wayne has did when he was on top, one thing he did not do well was battle. So, and on the other hand, Wayne, he got a lot of holes. He looks old. He got some ugly ass dreads. Right? He's not washed up. No, he's not washed up. He's still relevant. People still love him. But people don't see him the same. And on top of that, the drugs. Right? The junkiness. Right? So just those type of things I feel like and whatever we don't he shot himself in the chest. Like whatever we really don't know about him could be resurfaced. Or whatever we forgot about him could be resurfaced. Like so I feel like Wayne just got too many chinks in his armor. Not as a rapper, but just as a person. And it's just gonna be like easy ammo for Kendrick Lamar. But on the flip side, if Wayne can get this off, right? Because that's the thing. That's really why I'm not biased. That's really why I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I'm not biased. Because if Wayne can get it off and actually beat Kendrick Lamar in a battle, right? Wayne would win. We will put Wayne right back up in that pedestal. And at the end of the day, that's Wayne. So Kendrick Lamar, he might be one of the greatest rappers of this generation, but people already don't think he's better than Wayne. So technically, it won't hurt him. Right? But if he beats Wayne and he does him dirty, then Wayne gonna look crazy and he probably will be done. Cooked for a little bit, just like Drake. But if Wayne makes it entertaining, Wayne is a scenario where Wayne could lose a battle of a couple of songs with Kendrick Lamar, right? And still like keep his pride, right? If he competed and made it entertainment and dropped some good shit, then like this could be a good thing for Wayne. Like, because there are some people, like I said, like if you look at the Carter 1 through 5, people still uh, people put Kendrick's album discography over Wayne. So there are some people in the media, as we seen on rap lists, that see Kendrick as the better artist than Wayne. So I feel like if both of them make it entertaining, one can lose and still both can gain. Right? And so I as a Wayne fan, I want to see what he got to say. I want to see him take things serious. But what can he say about Kendrick Lamar? Like, because Drake tried to find everything in the world to say and he couldn't say it. And so I don't know if Wayne is gifted enough to say it in a way that it needs to be said to make Kendrick look bad. That's the only thing. One guy has holes, one guy has skeletons, the other one doesn't have much that we know of. Right? And everything that he has, he spoke on it already. He's already exposed himself. Right? And something that wasn't exposed was Future's lies. His trolling on the GQ magazine. He said that, like, at the same time, Future is the toxic king. Future is a toxic king, so he does a lot of gaslighting. Like Screwface John said, because I don't want to come in here and act like I gave y'all these thoughts. I heard these thoughts too. Like, Future is a toxic guy, right? And he just leaned into that role of a toxic man in that GQ magazine interview. And I'm not going to talk too much on it. But Future, he got to watch out. Because if you try to be a friend to two enemies, you could become an enemy of both. Right? Just like we cannot serve two masters. Like, you can't be a friend to two enemies, or you might become an enemy of both. So you're saying that Kendrick was talking about you on your own song. Like, I should be offended that they not considering me in the big three, right? If I didn't get offended, why should anybody else? You got to be careful with that. I know you're trying to piece it up with Drake. I know you're trying to be a little bit PC, but you got to be careful with that sidestepping, that jumping over the fence, boy. We're not in high school running from the police anymore. Stop jumping these fences. Stop throwing rocks and hiding your hands. And the fact that y'all was trying to say that y'all didn't make that album about Drake, I believe that y'all didn't make that album about Drake. I believe that y'all made music, and then within that music, some people could assume that you was talking about Drake, but with the Kendrick Lamar verse and the rollout that y'all did, the stuff that y'all did after that song came out, right? It just begs to differ. So look, man, these are my thoughts right now. These are my thoughts. Future, be careful. Kendrick Lamar, great album. Right, where will it rank in his album discography? I cannot say right now. Okay? And Wayne, I look up to you. Like, you practically raised me musically, so like I just want Wayne to be better as a man and behave as a man should. Right? So it's your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your nephew, your friend, but I can't be a son that's your kinfolk. William Jewell. Wow. Giving you my detail as I articulate. This is articulating rap, rap, rap.